What is up, people? Big G coming back at you with another review. Today, I've got something special. In front of me, I have got the PAI mini projector from DLP. I always thought projectors were big, clunky pieces of equipment that hang off rich people's ceilings to give them the cinematic experience. Big old 120-inch viewing pleasure. Expensive as well. Just to run through some of the specs that this bad boy is packing. Running Android 4.4 OS. It has Bluetooth 4.0, dual band Wi-Fi, has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, which should give you about 2 to 3 hours worth of playback time, depending on how bright your screen is. Comes with 1 GB of DDR3 RAM, 8 GB of internal storage. Comes with the operating system already installed, along with Netflix, YouTube, apps to throw up and stream from your iOS device or your Android device. This thing has it all. But to top it off, this thing just looks sleek as fuck. In the box you get everything you could ever want. You get yourself a nice little stand, a controller, a power cable, and even the projector itself. I mean, look at that. That projector is sleek. Aluminium casing, glass top. There's no buttons on this particular projector. Everything is touch sensitive there. It's the same size as my iPhone 7 Plus. Slightly shorter, slightly thicker, but still, you could put this in your pocket. You could literally take this and put... What do you think? Eyes? So just going around the device, at the front you've got your heat vent, or one of your heat vents, along with your lens which outputs the display. So on the side here you've got your focus wheel, making sure that no matter how far away your projector is from the final display, your images are looking crispier than crisp. You've got your power on-off switch, and then a pretty nice addition is a mini SD card reader. I mean, you can literally throw in a mini SD card with some MP4 files on, maybe some holograms or some movies you've got. Play it through the projector via the SD card. On the back you've got a couple of other slots. It looks like that these should be for ventilation, but it's actually for the infrared receiver for your remote that comes with this particular projector. And on the bottom you've got another heat vent. You've got some slots here for your speakers, and then you've got your 1/4 inch thread for your stand. They've been pretty generous with the I/O as well. They've given you 2 USB slots. I would recommend hooking up a wireless keyboard and mouse with this particular device. Taking up one of the USB slots, it would make navigation just that little bit easier. You could use the internal Bluetooth storage, which is what I've been doing, my mini fold-up keyboard. You've got a DC 5V power input port, your audio output 3.5mm jack, and then you've got your HD or your HDMI input as well. But this is all good and well, Big G, but what does it look like? How does it perform when you need it to perform? So turning this bad boy on, it literally is just a case of flicking the mains power switch on the side and then pressing the power button on the top. Simple as that. It takes a few seconds to boot up, and when it does, you're presented with this home screen. A quick turn of the focus wheel gets you right into focus, and there you go. So on the home screen you've got your HDMI input option, you've got Netflix pre-installed, YouTube pre-installed, you've got some settings. Looking in the settings, if you've got an Android top box, if you're familiar with those particular devices, this will look very familiar to you. You've got your Wi-Fi option at the top, meaning you can connect to your Wi-Fi. You have the option to turn that on and off. Also got your Bluetooth. Again, options to turn it on and off. I've already connected my speaker, my Beats Pill speaker, and my wireless keyboard to this particular device. But you can also search for other items and add those however you see fit. Feature that this particular projector has is automatic keystone. You can adjust the keystone manually meaning that you can adjust the top, bottom or the sides to make sure that that image is looking as square as possible. But this device has also got automatic keystone, so you can have this just slightly off parallel, turn on the automatic keystone, and the projector will just make it look good. It will trim up those sides, it will trim up the top, making it look square and fancy. Now from a video point of view, I'm going to dive into YouTube here and just see what it looks like throwing up some 1080p sample footage. Just going to give you guys and girls a show of just exactly how this thing performs. It runs 480p native, but if you're throwing up 1080p either through the HDMI or through YouTube as I'm doing here, look at those colours. Look how crisp that is. For £120, I was expecting an image to be similar to what the N64 would throw up. It looks amazing. An idea of how big this is, I've got this 2 meters away from the wall it's projecting up on, and look at the size. I don't know how big my wingspan is, but I'm a 6 foot guy. I'm 6 foot tall. This thing is massive and it doesn't lose any of the detail. I'm probably sitting there thinking, Big G, watching 1080p sample videos on YouTube is one thing. I want to see this thing work in real life. Well, I went ahead and hooked this bad boy up to my Switch. Loaded up a little bit of the Zelda, and you can see the results for yourself. Unbelievable. Playing Zelda off the Switch at 80-90 inches of display, it is unreal. Now granted, the speaker on this particular unit is not the best. I would wholly recommend hooking up some sort of soundbar via Bluetooth or using the 3.5mm output jack. You'll get a far better experience than using just the onboard speaker, which is a little bit tinny. It's not the best, I'm not gonna lie. I'm shocked, I'm genuinely shocked. For £120 you can get a mini projector that you can throw into your pocket and carry around with you. Maybe you want to use this for some presentations. Maybe you want to use this from a work point of view. If you want to hook this up to a console, PS4, Xbox One. I'm going to be using this as my Switch display, up in the testosterone that I have. This thing's unreal.